Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this session. Yeah. Okay, guys. So what we have done yesterday, remember we have seen some basics. We have seen the difference between server administration and the network administration, and then we have discussed about the examination, CCN examination, the fees, the total marks. Okay, and the how many questions will come and the examination pattern. Like the exams will be like multiple choice questions and answers, and how to prepare for the exam. Without dumps you cannot go for an exam for sure. Okay, so then we have seen like what are the certifications offered by Cisco. So like Cisco has majorly three levels. Actually there are five levels. Before CCNA also there is a level called CCENT. After CCIE also there is a level called architecture level. Totally five, but generally we discuss this three: NA, NP, IE. Okay, and CCNA, we know there is CCNA routing and switching. Remember what I said? Till early 2020, it was CCNA routing and switching, security, and many other CCNA certifications and courses were there. But as of now, Cisco is offering only CCNA routing and switching. And if you go to CCNP, that is professional level, you can choose your career there. You can choose your path there. You may go into like CCNA, CCNP routing and switching only, or you can go with security, or you can go with some other path. And then we have CCI and CCA also. We have all these things. Okay, so these are the things we have. These are the certifications offered by Cisco. Like besides Cisco, there are some other companies that offer you the network certifications, like Juniper. So Juniper is also a very famous company. This company also manufactures routers and switches, and they too have their own certifications. So Juniper certifications. Okay, so if you want to see the Juniper certifications list, we can go to the Juniper certification webpage, and there we can see everything. Yeah, Nathan, good morning. So this is Juniper, and we have one more company, Huawei. This is a Chinese company, we know this. So these people also, they offer you certification, and these people also, they manufacture routers and switches. But overall, these are the three major companies we have for network, for routers and switches. But till today, CCNA certification is more useful, more valuable than any other certificate for the network administration course. Okay, so still most of the people, they go with this CCNA certification. Fine. So in CCNA, let me just add one more thing here. In CCNA, actually, there are three major topics. One is IP address. Second one is a router. And the third one is switch. IP address, router, and switch. We are not discussing here what topics we have under router, what we have under switch, and what we are learning in IP addressing. That you can say in the uh, syllabus. The syllabus is already there with the management. So if you ask them, they will share the syllabus with you. So these are the three major topics. But inside every topic, there are many more topics. Router will take like more than 2 weeks. Switch will take like 1 week. IP addressing will take like 1 week. So like this, overall, it will take 35 to 37 days to finish our course. Okay, friends. So I'll be here for like, I'll be waiting for next 30 to 50 seconds in case if you have any other queries regarding our yesterday session and any queries regarding Cisco or CCN, anything, we will clear everything and then we will move into some other topics. So just take your time and ask your questions, please, if there is any. Okay, fine. So I hope everything is clear. Yeah, no doubts. Great. So let us continue with the class and let us start our first topic of our CCR, and that is your IP addressing. Now, before we learn anything about IP addressing, I'll just want to make something clear here. IP addressing is one of the most important topic a networking a administrator should know. Maybe it's a network admin, server admin, cloud, security, virtual admin, or ethical hacker, whoever he may be. If that person is related anywhere close to the networking administration background, then that person should have the proper knowledge of IP addressing. I repeat, IP addressing is one of the most important topic we have in networking. So we'll just try to learn IP addressing in more details actually. Okay, so for that reason, we are spending a day extra. Normally 4 to 5 days are enough, but we'll go with like 6 days for IP addressing. Okay, now IP address. First of all, what is IP? IP means Internet Protocol. That is a IP address, Internet Protocol. But generally, some people they may call it as a software address or logical address also. They may refer to as a software address or a logical address. The reason why they are referring to a software address or a logical address is, so whenever you see the terminology logical address or a software address, this number is not fixed. This number is changeable. Whenever you see a number like a hardware address is fixed, but software address is not fixed. So normally they refer this IP address to the software or logical address, but the documented name here is IP address, Internet Protocol address. Okay, so what exactly this address is used for? Now see, when you take a network, let us go back to our own network. This is a very simple network, so I always use this network actually for example. So we have many devices here, servers, switches, routers, firewalls, laptops, computers, printers, and there is the internet. We have many devices and all the devices are connected to internet here, right? Now, one is a connection, one is a communication. Here we can see clearly all the devices are connected with each other. So if the devices are connected with each other, can they communicate with each other? That's a different thing. Connection is one thing, communication is one thing. I repeat, if the devices are connected with each other, it does not mean they will communicate with each other. For communication, we should do something else. For communication, one of the first thing we should do here is we should assign a IP address. Like suppose on this server, I will assign the IP address 10.0.0.1. This is the address we are using on server. Suppose on this laptop, if you're assigning the IP address as 10.0.0.2, now the server and this laptop, they will communicate with each other. For sure, they will communicate. Physically, they are connected. We can see clearly server is connected to switch is connected to laptop. So physically, they are connected with each other as well as they can communicate with each other. Fine. Now, suppose on this computer, I am assigning a address as 20.1.1.2. What is this 10.0.0.1, 20.1.1.2? Why I'm saying 20.1.1.2? All these numbers we will see more details. Don't worry. Just I'm assigning an example. I'm using an example here. So on this computer, I say the number as 20.1.1.2. Now see, server and this computer, they both are connected physically. Okay, so both the machines are connected physically. But right now, there is no way they can communicate with each other. Okay, they are connected physically, but they will not communicate with each other. I'll give one example why they are not communicating. The reason is the server IP address is starting with 10 and this computer IP address is starting with 20. This is not a perfect explanation, but we are still in the basics, so we can say like this: server IP address is starting with 10 and the computer IP address is starting with 20. So although they are in same physical network, but they are in different logical network. See, computer network is physical and logical. What you see on your screen, servers, switches, routers, they all are in same physical network. But what is logical network here? Logical network, guys, is your IP address. I repeat, logical network is your IP address. Okay, so if the devices are there in the same logical network, then only they will communicate. But are they in same logical network? Of course, no. Here we can see clearly this is in number 10. This is a number 10 network. This is in 20 network. So they will not communicate with each other. Okay, so this is some basic uh, idea of IP address, basic knowledge of IP addressing. IP address is a logical network. It is a logical address as well as it is a logical network. Okay, every device must be in every device must be assigned with one IP, with minimum one IP. Actually, see, there are many devices here. On each and every device, minimum one IP should be there, and that IP should be from same network. Minimum one IP, and all the devices must use same IP network. I'm using the terminology here as IP network. Remember what is IP network? IP network is a logical network. Okay, so right now this server and this computer, the laptop, they are in same IP network, but this server and this desktop machine that is using 20.1.1.2, they are not in same logical network, so they will not communicate. So they should be in same physical network as well as they should be in same logical network for communication. Okay, so every device must assign minimum one. See, there are certain devices in our company where there are more than one IP addresses. Like for example, if you take the example of router here, this is router. You know, maybe there can be like 30 IP addresses on a router. There can be like 10 IP addresses on a router. There can be 12 IP addresses on a router. There will be many IP addresses. There can be many IP addresses assigned on a router. And in most of the scenario, it will be minimum 2, 3 or more than 2, 3 IP addresses. But if you take an example of this laptop, one IP address is more than enough for this laptop to communicate with any other device. By using this IP address, this laptop can communicate with this machine. By using this IP address, it can communicate with the server. It can communicate with the printer. Okay, it can access internet again by using the same IP address. So certain devices, only one IP address is enough, and certain devices you should assign more than one IP address. Fine. Okay, so every device there should be minimum one IP address we need to assign. Okay, fine. Without IP address, communication is not possible. Okay, so without IP address, communication is not at all possible. See, I'll make things more interesting here. I'll make things more important for you. Whenever you face interview, whenever you write any examination, whether you're writing cloud examination or security examination or MCSC or CSNA, any examination, you're facing interview for any job, any administrator job. If they are asking you 10 questions, minimum 2 to 3 questions will be related to IP address. Okay, if they are asking 50 questions in an interview, minimum 5 to 7 questions will be related to IP addressing, or maybe more than 5 to 7 questions will be related to IP addressing. Okay, so this one statement is more than enough for us to, like, have more concentration here and to, like, learn the IP addressing in much better way. Done. So whatever we have discussed till now, what we have done, we said IP address is internet address. It is known as software or logical address. Every device should have a IP address, because without IP address, communication is not possible. That's it. This is as simple as this. This much is more than enough for us to, like, go inside the IP addressing. You should know the concept first, and you should know what is it in that concept. Overview and in detail. So this is the overview of your IP address. Done. Now, when you go to internet, actually, there are billions of websites. Actually, approximately there are like 1.7 billion websites. The number it has increased. Actually, this number was like from last year. Approximately there are 1.7 billion. 1.7 is a big number, right? This many websites are available over the internet. Every website there is a number. Every website has an IP address. I'll show you one simple example. You know how to come here, CMD. Okay, there is a very famous command in networking that is called ping. We will see this command maybe like 20 times in our coming classes, at least 20, 15, 20 times, because it is one of the widely used commands. What is the use of this command? It will check the communication between your machine and the destination machine. So by using my machine, I am checking communication with google.com. So when you say check communication, when you say ping google.com, can you see there is an address here? This is 142.250.71.14. Actually, this is the IP address of Google server. In our example, we are using 10.002, but what is the IP of Google server? I'll just enter the IP address here. See, this is the IP address 140.250.71.14. So once I press enter here, so what am I accessing here? Am I connected to Google server? Of course, yes. So there is an IP address on each and every website. Okay, so there are certain IP addresses we use over the internet, and there are certain IP addresses we use within our company. So let us go and see what IP addresses are there. What is the design of IP address? How to assign IP address on a machine? Okay, again, very important question is there. Very important interview question is there. They will ask you how to assign an IP address in a computer, server, router, and a switch. Again, they will ask you how to assign an IP address in a Windows machine, a Linux machine, a switch, and a router, or maybe a firewall. So it's not a big deal. It's very simple. So assigning an IP address is one thing and knowing the IP address is one thing. So let us start the session. Let us go deep into the IP addressing now. Okay. So without IP, communication is not possible. But the question here, guys, is from where we can take IP? Actually, from where these IP addresses are coming? Like, for example, if you take example of your mobile phone, there is a phone number in your mobile phone. So from where you take the mobile phone number, your phone number, what you do, you go to some Airtel office or Jio office or BSNL, Vodafone, whichever network you are using. You just go to that office, you apply for you provide your ID proof and you take a number from there, right? Or you can go to online. They have their websites. You go there and you choose a number and you provide your ID proof, and that number is registered on your name. That is a process for taking a phone number. In the same way, there is a process of taking IP address. So if you want to take IP address, you should go to ISP, Internet Service Providers. We know this internet service providers very well. Without internet service provider, we will not be connected to this online class, because everyone is connected to internet as of now. There is the reason we are able to attend this class. Okay, so this internet service provider, they will offer the IPs. Now, if you go back, there is an organization here called IANA, Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. Actually, this is the organization, guys, that is responsible for designing and distributing IP addresses. I repeat, this is the organization that is responsible for designing and distributing IP addresses. So these people have designed IP addresses. Design, what I mean by design, actually, design means there is a structure there. Like when I say 10.0.0.2 here, why I'm saying 10.0.0.2? Because this IANA people, they have designed IP address in that way. So whatever design they have made, that design we need to follow. So when you learn IP addressing, actually you're simply learning what is the design of IP addressing and what is there inside the IP addressing. See, you're not adding anything from your side, you're not removing anything from your side. Whatever is the design of IP addressing that is designed by this IANA people, or it is also known as ICANN actually. So this design we need to learn. Okay, so what these people have done here is they have designed IP address, or they have made two versions of IP address actually. This ICANN people, they made two versions of IP address. One is called IP version 4, and the second version here is IP version 6. Come again. These people, they design IP address into IP version 4 and IP version 6. So why there are two versions here? Let us take an easy example. First of all, IP version 4 was designed some 3 decades before, like in 1970s and early 1980s, actually this IP version started using. So this IP version 4 was designed 35-40 years before. See, 35 years before, there was no internet. First of all, the age of internet is around 32 years, 32 or 33 years. That's it. For last 33 years, we have a concept of internet. Internet is a public network. Before internet, there is something called intranet. Intranet is a private network. Companies were using computer network within the company. That's it. Maybe there are 2 computers, 5 computers, or 10 computers, but they are connected within the company. Of course, there was no Google, there was no Yahoo, there was no Facebook, so there was no internet, right? 32 years before, there was no internet connection. So when they designed this IP version 4, there was no concept of internet connection. IP version 4 was designed to make communication between devices within our company. Okay. So when they designed the IP version 4, they designed IP version 4 with certain rules and regulations. And in this IP version 4, there are certain numbers they design. Let me show you how many numbers they design in IP version. Again, we need to go back like 35-40 years before. So 35-40 years before, when they designed this IP addressing, IP version 4 especially, they designed IP version 4 with this many numbers. Now see, 35-40 years before, this number is a huge number, right? This is more than 4 billion. 4 billion number 40 years before. If you say to someone like, okay, there will be a day when this 4 billion numbers will not be sufficient, that person would have said like it is a joke, right? 40 years before, guys, 4 billion IP addresses was a huge number. Okay, so when they design IP version 4, they design IP version 4 with 4 billion numbers, 4 billion IP addresses. But remember, I told you there are nearly 2 billion 2 billion websites only. And whatever the companies they have, whatever the connections they are making, so like say I'm connected to internet, you are connected to, there are totally 12 people here, everyone is connected to internet. That means every person is using a IP address. So here only we are using 10, 12 IP addresses. In companies, we can say like thousands of computers, lakhs of computers, maybe like all the branches. So this 4 billion IP addresses was a huge number, maybe 35-40 years before. But as of now, this IP version 4 is nearly over. Nearly over means the numbers are taken by people. Like I have a phone number 9491 something something something. That is my phone number. I'm using that phone number. Now, can you see the same phone number used by any other person? Of course, no. In the same way, if I'm using an IP address, like suppose Google is using an IP address here, just now we have seen 142.250.71.14. This is the IP of Google. I can say this with like 1000% guarantee that there is no company on the face of the earth who is using the same address again. I repeat, this address is registered by Google. They own this address now. No other person can use this address that is used by Google. Or in the same way, Facebook is using an address. Cisco.com, there is an address. Microsoft.com, there is an address. YouTube, there is an address. So these addresses will not be used by any other company. Okay, so 4 billion IP addresses are over now. There are no IP addresses available in IP version 6, or I can say 97 to 98% address are over. Now, suppose if you are starting a business, and suppose if you have to make a website for your business, website is a very easy way of promoting your business, right? So if you want to make a website for your business, you need a web page and all those things. That is one part. And the other part is you need a IP address for that website. So can you take IP version 4? IP version 4 is not available as of now. It's over. 97, 98% IP version 4 is over. So which IP you should take now? You will go with the other version, IP version 6. IP version 4 is over. Now we should go with IP version 6. Okay, so IP version 6, normally people say like IP version 6 is the latest version. That is completely incorrect. You know, IP version 6 came in 1990s actually. 22, 23 years before, or 25 years before actually, 97, 98, they designed this IP version 6. It is not a new number. But in IP version 4, we have many other options. Because of those options, we still use IP version 4 in more than 90% companies. But again, if you want to start a new company, or if you want to make a new website for your company, then you will take IP version 6 in most of the cases. Okay, now shall we see how many numbers are possible in IP version 6? Now 4 billion is a huge number. Okay, but let us see how many numbers are there in IP version 6. If you are counting this number, please stop counting the number, because we know up to like million, billion, trillions. I'm not sure what is the rough a trillion. Maybe you don't know what is the rough a trillion, but this number is like trillions and trillions and trillions of number. There is no limit there, right? Plus 38. So they design IP version 6 in such a way that the numbers will be like this many numbers. What is the population, guys? The population is close to 8 billion. Suppose if every person takes one IP address, that is enough for that person, right, to communicate with any other network. But suppose imagine I am taking billions of number, you're taking billions of IP addressing, some other person, each and every person is taking billions of IP addresses. If every person takes billions of IP addresses, still trillions of IP addresses will be free. Still trillions of IP addresses will be available for free. So this IP version 6 is designed in a way forever. IP version 4, when they designed 40 years before, they thought 4 billion number was more than enough. But now we know 4 billion is not a big number compared to the computer networks that we are using. Okay, so then they came with a solution of IP version 6. And in this IP version 6, they came with a solution like, okay, let us design IP version 6 in such a way that you will get some trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of numbers. It is not like infinity for sure, because in mathematics there is no end, but still the numbers are huge. For coming like hundreds of years, maybe this IP version 6 is more than sufficient. How I got version 4 that many numbers and version 6 this many numbers, I'll explain you. But as of now, just for your knowledge purpose, I'm showing you in IP version 6 this many numbers, and in IP version 4 we have totally this many numbers. Got it? So IP version 4 we have, IP version 6 we have. These are the numbers designed by that organization. It is called IANA or ICANN. So these people have designed the numbers. So what we need to learn here is we should simply learn the concept of IP addressing. What is the design and what is the inside IP addressing? Okay, friends. So I'll be waiting here for like 30 seconds. So please take your time. In case if there is anything to discuss here, we will see. Then we will move into the IP version 4 in more details.
Sir, IPv4 still we are using in companies now, sir.
IPv4 we are using in more than 90% companies. Like, you know, google.com, I showed the IP address here. This IP address is a IPv4 address. We need to learn IPv4 only actually. 142.250.71.14 we are using IPv4. Maybe after like 5 years or 4 years or 5 years, IP version 6 will be like in more demand, because as of now there are no free numbers available. So after 3-4 years, more companies will start using IP version 6, so that number will be in like more need to learn. But as of now, still we need to go with IP version 4 in more details. Just imagine if a company like Google is using IP version 4, then what about the other companies, right? Maybe this IP address they are using for many years now. So once they take the IP address, they will not change the IP address so easily, because IP is the identification of a website. So if you want to change the IP address, we need to change many things in the website. So they will use the same address. Okay, fine. Now let us move and let us see what is there in IP version 6. What is the structure of IP version 6? IP version 4, sorry. Now, before we see the structure of IP version 4, we need to see some other thing actually. That is, there are some numbering systems. We know this numbering systems from school actually. Like, you know, there is a number called binary number. Let me show that first. Okay, so what are these binary numbers? When you talk about binary numbers, we know binary are 0 and 1. When you say decimal number, Wait a second, guys. Yeah, when you say decimal number, decimal numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the decimal numbers we have. And there is something called hexadecimal number. Hexadecimal numbers are 0 up to 9. Hexa means 16 actually. Then we have A, B, C, D, E, F. This is called hexadecimal number. Hexadecimal number means a number where we use in decimal numbers, that is 0 to 9. And we use any of the alphabet from A to F. That is called hexadecimal number. Then we have something called octet. You know, normally we get octa-core processor in our mobile phone and a laptop. Octet means totally 8. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Collection of 8 bits is called octet. But what is the range here? 0 to 7. Okay, this is your octet. Binary numbers, or we can call them as, you know, bits. These are the numbers we need to understand carefully, because IP addressing is around these 4 numbers only. I repeat again, binary numbers are 0 to 1, decimal numbers are 0 to 9, hexadecimal numbers are 0 to 9 and A to F, and octet is totally 0 to 7. 0 to 7 means totally 8 bits. Now, out of these 4 numbers, which numbers we use as a humans here? We use decimal number. If I say my phone number is in decimal format. If I say your car number or a bike number, that number is again in decimal format. So whatever numbers we are using, if I select 700 rupees, or if I select $7,000, if I select 575 rupees, that is again in decimal format. So decimal language is for us. If I say the time is 9:03 a.m., 9:03 is your decimal number. Okay. What about bits here? Bits are the numbers used by your machines actually. It is a binary is a machine language. See, we have a language here. Like right now we are communicating in English. We can communicate in Telugu or Marathi or French or German or Arabic or whatever languages, right? There are many languages we use. But what is the language used by machine? The language used by machine is your binary language. Now see what I have written here. I have written as software address or logical address. This is our language. This is our English language. You can clearly read here software address or logical address. But for this computer, guys, this software address or logical address that is written there is in binary. Okay, so whatever we enter in a computer, whatever we do in a computer, the computer will understand the number in binary only. The computer will understand your entry or whatever you do on a machine in binary language. Okay, so binary is the language of computer and decimal is the language that we use. I hope these 4 numbers are clear. Binary numbers, decimal numbers, hexadecimal and octet. These are the 4 numbers we use. 4 different numbers we use in our IP address. So decimal number we use and binary number is used by the machines.
सर ऑक्टेट नंबर कैसे समझा दीजिएगा?
Yeah, octet means totally 0 to 8 bits actually. Like, you know, if you take 2 bits, then it will be like dual. 2 means dual. If you take 4, it will be like quad core, quad. And if you go with like 8, 0 to 7, if you take the numbers from 0 to 7, that is totally how many numbers we have here? 8, right? So this collection of 8 bits is called octet. That consists of 8 bits. Can I get some images here?
Yes.
Okay, there are many images here, but let us not focus there. So understood, octet is a unit of digital information in a computing and telecommunication that consists of how many bits? 8 bits. So collection of 8 bits is one octet. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Now let us take one example of IP version 4 and IP version 6 first. IP version 4, the number will be something like this. We have already taken one number. We have already seen one number like 10.0.0.1, but I'll take a bigger number now. 192.168. 12.155. Now this is the actual IP address. 192.168.12.155 is a IP address. But can you tell me please, this IP address what you see on your screen, is it in binary language or is it in decimal language?
Decimals.
It is in decimal, right? It is clearly visible. It is in decimal language. 192.168.12.155 is a decimal language. Okay, it is a decimal number. No type, it is a decimal number. Okay, now listen. IP version 4 and IP version 6. It's a very big thing we need to learn. We are learning right now, so just concentrate here, please. This is the example, but what I'm writing here is IPv4 is a 32-bit binary number. Both the points are completely opposite here, right? I'm saying 192.168.12.155 is in binary, is in decimal. But the next point what I wrote here, I said IP version 4 is a 32-bit binary number. This is not binary. So why I'm saying like this? Now listen. When you say what is IP addressing, when someone is asking you what is IP addressing or what is the structure of IP addressing, you must say IP version 4 is a 32-bit binary number. That is the correct answer actually. IP version 4 is a 32-bit binary number. Now, there is a big connection we are making here. But for a user, IP address is in decimal language. Got it? IP version 4 is in binary number. It is a binary number, but for a user means you and me, IP version 4 is in decimal language. Remember, we cannot understand binary numbers. We can understand, but you know, it is not so easy like your decimal numbers. Like once you see 192.168.12.155, it is very easy for us to understand. But the binary number will be like very lengthy, 011000010, something like this. So IP version 4 is a 32-bit binary number. It is in form of binary, but for a user, it is presented in the form of decimal. So when you say 192.168.12.155 in a computer, you know what computer will do? Computer will convert this decimal number into binary number. Got it? Computer will convert your decimal number into binary. Not only computer, every machine actually. So it will convert your binary number into decimal number. So IP version 4 is totally 32-bit binary number, but for user, it is presented in the decimal form. I'll show you how to assign the IP address. This is my computer, and in computer, this is the way we can assign IP address. We will see this in more details. Don't worry, I'll just show you one brief example. IP version 4, see I have selected IP version 4 here. There is IP version 6 also. So if you go to IP version 4 and go to properties here, and you see following address, so I'm saying 192.168.12.255. that is the number I use. Is it? Okay, 12.155. 12.155. It has taken this number. So my IP address in this machine is as of now 192.168.12.155. So from any of your machine, if you want to communicate with my machine, you should communicate on which IP address? You should communicate on 192.168.12.155 address. Like we communicated with Google by using Google address. If you want to communicate with my computer, you will communicate by using this address. That's it. Now this is in decimal. You know what will be the binary of 192? I'll just give an example here. Binary of 192 will be this. This will see in more details. It will take like one class for us. Don't worry. So binary of this 192 is this. So is it possible to assign binary number here? Let us see. 1100. No, it is not possible, right? I cannot assign the binary number there. But once you say 192 here, what machine will do? Machine will convert this 192 into binary. Machine will understand 192 in binary only. So the concept here is IP version 4 is a 32-bit binary number. It is designed by taking 32 bits. And this 32 bits is for a machine to understand, and the same 32 bits are converted into decimal form so that a user can understand the address easily and the user can assign the address easily. So this is one simple connection we need to make here, guys. Just try to understand. Binary language is for a machine and decimal language is for a user. Like I said, you not only numbers, actually whatever you entered in your computer, everything will be converted into binary. Like I wrote here communication, here communication is in binary form actually in the background. So here also same, IP version 4 is in decimal for a user and it is in binary for a machine. Now let us take example of IP version 6. Example of IP version 6 is something like this. This is your IP version 6 address, guys. 2001 something 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 6. I have written AB1125CF, then I have written 00 and I have said 001 something like this. So which number is this here? This is your hexadecimal number. Hexadecimal number means this number contains the numeric numbers, that is 0 to 9, and it contains some alphabets between A to F. I'm using A, B up to F only. If I say like suppose W is not between A to F, so this number is not a hexadecimal number. No, it is an incorrect number. But if I say D here, this is a hexadecimal number. So this is the example of IP version 4 and this is the example of IP version 6. So IP version 4 we are using decimal form, and IP version 6 we are using hexadecimal form. So in your computer, if you want to assign IP version 6, you should assign IP version 6 like this actually. Number is a big number. IP version 6 number is a big number compared to IP version 4 number. Okay. Now the second thing here is IPv6 is a 128-bit number. IP version 6 is how many numbers? IP version 6 is 128-bit number, whereas IP version 4 is only 32-bit number. IP version 6 is 128-bit number. So what is the number here? What exactly 32-bit means and what exactly 128-bit means? I'll give an example here. We'll take a couple of examples so that we can understand things in much easier way. Now, what is this bit here or what is this binary? That is 0 and 1. See, we have already written here. 0 and 1 is bit or 0 and 1 is binary. There is no other number besides 0 and 1 here, guys. So just remember this. And let us say 0 bits, 2 zeros. I'm taking 2 zeros here. So how many combinations we will get here? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. How many combinations I got here, guys? I got totally 4 combinations. The first combination is 0, 0 and the last combination is 1, 1. So totally we got 4 combinations here. Okay, 4 different types of numbers. Now, if I take 3 bits, 0, 0, 0. If I take 3 bits, then how many combinations? Okay, I'll just go with a notepad file here. That will be much easier. Yeah, I'll come to IP version 6 again, don't worry. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So totally how many combinations we got here? Totally we got 4 combinations here. Fine. Now, suppose if you take 3 bits, 0, 0, 0, or if you take like only 1 bit, 0, and what is the other combination? 1. Can I get any other combination there? No. So how many bits we got? How many combinations we got here? 2 combinations. So if you take 1 bit, you will get 2 combinations. And if you take 2 bits, you will get how many combinations here? 4. Okay, fine. I'll increase the number now. I'll increase the number to 3. If you take 3 bits here, guys, the first combination will be 0, 0, 0, and the last combination will be 1, 1, 1. But in between, how many combinations we are getting here? In between, we will get like 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Did I repeat it any combination here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0, 0, 0. Yeah, how many I got? I got only 8 here, right? I'm just confused here. Okay. So I got totally 8 combinations here, right? So what is the first combination? The first combination is 0, 0, 0, and the last combination is 1, 1, 1. One of the combination is 1, 0, 1. See, 1, 0, 1, is it repeated here? No. 0, 1, 0, is it repeated? No. So totally how many combinations I got here? Totally I got 8 combinations. Now listen carefully, please. If there is only one bit available, we got 2 combinations. If you take only 2 bits, we get how many combinations here? 4. But if you take 3 bits, we get totally how many combinations here? We get totally 8 combinations. Now, can I do the calculation for all the other combinations? Like suppose if there are 5 bits, can I write the combinations like this? I can do, but it will take a lot of time there. So this is not the way to see how many combinations we get if you take this number of bits. So the easy way is exactly 2 power. Okay, this option, if I say, if suppose if there are 2 bits here, 2 bits will be how much? 2 power 2. 2 power 2 will be how much here? 2 power 2 will be, 2 power 2 means how much? 2 into 2, right? 2 multiplied by 2. So 2 power 2 will be like 4. I'll write here 2 multiplied by 2. It will be like 4. So if you have 2 bits here, we need to say 2 power 2. So 2 power 2 will be 4. 2 power 2 is how we need to write? 2 multiplied 2, it will be 4. Now fine. If you take like suppose 3 bits, then it will be 2 power 3. 2 power 3 is how much, guys? 2 power 3 will be 8. 2 power 3 will be like 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. It will be totally 8. Getting what I'm saying? Why I'm taking base as 2 here? I am taking base as 2 here because the binary numbers are 0 and 1. So we should take base as 2 only. Then why I'm taking 3 here? Because we are taking 3 bits. So if there are totally 3 bits, how many combinations we get here? Totally 3 combinations we get. So instead of calculating combinations by writing 0, 0, 0, 0, we can calculate the combinations by using 2 power 2, 2 power 3 value here. Okay. So here 2 power 3 is totally 8. So instead of calculating like this, so just say 2 power 3 or 2 power 8. Now, let us go back to our IP version 4 and 6. In IP version 4, totally how many bits are there? 32 bits. In IP version 6, we have 128 bits. They have taken this many bits and they have designed the IP address. So here it is 32 bit and here it is 128 bit. So let us go to calculator now and let us do the calculation again. So this is 2 power 3. It will be 8. 2 power 4. It will be 16. 2 power 10. It will be 1024, some number. But how many bits we have in IP version 4? 32 bits, right? So it will be 2 power 32. See, remember we got this number before? 4294, something more than 4 billion. And in IP version 6, how many bits we have totally? 128 bits. So 2 power 128. So that was the number we got before. So what they have done when they design a new version of IP address, that is IP version 6, they have increased the number of bits in it. So by increasing number of bits, they have increased the number of IP addresses there. They have increased the number of combinations, so they have increased the number of IP addresses. That is what they have done. So when they design IP version 4, they thought 32 bits are more than enough because we got more than 4 billion addresses. But now, like I said, in 1990s, internet was like a huge thing. Suddenly, every company, every user started connected to internet. So then they came with this idea. Okay, let us make one more address. There is your IP version 6, and let us increase the numbers in it. So after increasing the numbers, we got 128 bits in IP version 6, and in this 128 bit we got this many IP addresses. That is too much actually. Got it? So IP version 4 example is this, IP version 6 example is this. IP version 4 is in decimal form for a user and IP version 6 is in hexadecimal. But whether it is IP version 4 or IP version 6, in the background the numbers are in binary. 0101 1010, whatever it is in binary. So by using this formula, by using like 2 power 3, 2 power 4, whatever bits we have, we can see how many combinations we got in this IP version 4 and IP version 6. Okay, there is a question here like, can you explain IP version 6 again? This is what IP version 6. I hope I have explained you. IP version 6 is an hexadecimal number for a user, but in the background, it is again in binary number. So totally how many bits will be there? There will be like 128 bits available. So when you say AD11, AD11 is again converted back into the binary number by machine itself. Okay guys, so please take your time again, 30 seconds. This is something about IP version 4 and version 6. At least the number wise, we can identify now which one is IP version 4 and which one is IP version 6. Yeah, Wasim.
Sir, in this IPv4, we are giving, I mean, 4 octets, no? This
Yeah,
one.
what is 4 octet we will see. Yeah, but it is 4 octet.
Yeah, 4 octets. But for this IPv6, sir, like 2001 semicolon 0101 is there, no,
Yeah,
sir?
these are 8 groups actually.
So in this first octet, we have to give this 2001 is 20101 is to 000. So this is the first octet, sir, in IPv6.
Exactly. This is the first octet 2001, but in IP version 6, there is something called, this is a network actually. This is your subnet and this is your actual IP address. The same concept is available here. There is something called network, there is something called subnet and IP address. It will take one class actually for us to discuss that. Okay, so there is a formation there is a design. So this is one number, like when you go with the telephone number in India, it is starting with place 91. If you go to some
Yeah.
other country, there is a design, right? So they same something like that, there is a design. But yes, there is a network, the 2001.101.0.1.0.0.0. This should be same in all the devices actually, if you go with IP version 6.
So this IP version 6 will be seen in detail, no, sir?
IP version 4 will be seen in detail. IP version 6 will be the introduction. The 6 classes are only for IP version 4.
4. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, man. Thank you. Anything else, guys? See, we started in a very basic way, because if I just enter directly into the IP addressing, things will not be like easy for us. So this is the most basic things we can learn about IP addressing, and I can see like most of the people, you're not aware of this because you're learning for the first time for sure. So without learning these basic things, like getting deep into the IP addressing is no use. Okay, fine. So this is IP version 4 and this is IP version 6. So still we have time here. So we will do one thing, guys. We'll just try to see some conversion, some binary decimal binary conversion. Remember I told you the IP version 4 or 6, whatever, the IP address is in binary for a machine and the IP version 4 is in decimal for a user. Okay, so when you say 192 here, 192 is in decimal for a user. Okay, but this 192 will be in binary for a machine. So why it is like this? Like I said, it is like for our easiness. We are more comfortable with the, wait a second, guys. Okay, we are more comfortable with the decimal number. So that is presented in decimal for us, but for a machine, it is in binary. So one of the main thing we need to learn here is we need to learn how to convert a binary number into a decimal number. Like 192 is a decimal number. We should know how to convert a binary number into decimal number. We are spending minimum 40 to 45 minutes learning how to convert a decimal number to binary and binary number to decimal. So we still have time today. I'll show you 1 or 2 examples. But yesterday I forgot to tell you one thing, guys. That is, whenever you come for a CCNA class, you should not come to CCNA class without a pen and a book. CCNA, to learn CCNA, you just need a pen and a book. No need of routers and switches and everything. You can learn everything on a paper actually. So I'll show you some configuration here so that you can do some configuration there. Okay. And there is a question here like, as of now, no companies are using IP version 6. No, around 5 to 10% companies, they already started using IP version 6. Remember I told you, if you want to make a website for your company, there is no IP version 4 available. You have to go with IP version 6 only. There is no other option. Okay, so companies, they started using. Okay, so coming to what I was saying here was, better every time you sit in the class with a pen and a book, because there are many numbers available here. There are many numbers we need to write. there are many numbers we need to understand here. So not only in IP, when we discuss IP addressing, till the time we finish our course, the easy way of learning CCNA is on paper by using a pen. That's it. Okay, so today I'll show you some conversions here, binary to decimal conversions. So tomorrow when you come for the class, please come with the pen and a book. Okay, so it is a very, very important concept, binary to decimal conversion. If you're good in this, the coming 5-6 classes will be like more easier for us. So please listen carefully. What happened to this text? Okay, binary to decimal conversion. Okay. IPv4, like we know, is 32 bits. This is one thing we need to remember forever. IPv4 is 32 bits. The second thing here is IPv4 is divided into 4 octet. Remember, we have seen the number here, octet. What is octet? It is a collection of how many bits? 8, starting from 0 up to 7. So IP version 4 is 32 bit and they are divided into totally 4 octet. So actual IP address is something like this. Sorry. Yeah, it will be like this. 32 bits will be like this. Imagine these are totally 32 bits. It's a very scary number to see, right? Because all 0, 1, 1, 0 something, it is not easy to use, it is not easy to assign and all those things. So what they have done, they have designed this IP version 4 into 32 bit and they have divided 32 bit into 4 octets. Means it is like this. I'm just writing some random numbers here. Dot that's it. Now there are 2 numbers written here. You can see clearly the second number is more easier to understand compared to the first number, right? The first one is there are totally 32 bits. Approximately there are totally 32 bits here. So what these people have done while designing the IP version 4, they have taken 32 bits, okay? But this 32 bits they have divided into how many octets here? Totally 4 octets. Octet number 1, octet number 2, octet number 3, octet number 4. So 32 bits are divided into totally 4 octets. No more octets are possible here, right? Because each octet contains totally 8 bits and we have totally 32 bits here. So it is divided into 4 octets. That's it. I'm just using different colors here so that it will be easy for you to understand. Each octet is separated by a dot. First octet dot, second octet dot, third octet dot, fourth octet. The yellow color one is the first octet actually, then the green, then the other colors. Okay, so IP version 4 is 32 bit and 32 bits are divided into 4 octets. See, when you see the IP address here, it is 192.168.12.155. I have written clearly that 192.168.12.155 is the IP address. So 192 will be here, 168 will be somewhere here, and the other numbers will be here. So these are the 4 octets we need to understand. Okay, so now the question here is, okay, I'll enter 2 addresses here first. The addresses are like this. One address is 192.168.10. Let's say 20.10. This is one number, and the other number here is 192.168.280.10. 168.280.10. Out of these two numbers, this is again a very big interview question and examination question. They will write some numbers in front of you in an exam or maybe in an interview. They will say like, okay, these are the numbers. Tell me out of these numbers, which number is an incorrect number. As of now,
Second
maybe you're
IP
not
is incorrect.
okay. Second IP is incorrect, but you know, we should know why it is incorrect. So let me explain you why exactly the second IP is incorrect. Okay. Of course, second IP is incorrect here. So let us see why it is incorrect. First IP address is 192.168.120.10 and the second IP address here is 192.168.280.10. So this address is incorrect, but why? To know this answer, actually, you should know how to convert a binary number into a decimal number. That is what we are learning here, right? Binary to decimal conversion. So let me take one example here. I'll just go with this normal example. 4, 8. See here carefully, please. I'm using a number here as 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. See how many numbers I am using here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm using totally 8 numbers here because IP version 4 is 32-bit. 32 bits are divided into how many octets here? 4 octet, and each octet contains how many bits? Each octet contains only 8 bits. Done. So we have these numbers here. I have taken this example. Now, there is a very big thing we need to understand here. Every bit has a bit value here, guys. Listen carefully, please. Every bit has a bit value. Let us see what are the bit values of all these numbers. So I'll make one more table here. Sorry. Okay. The bit value of these numbers are, this is 1, this is 2, this is 4, this is 8, this is 16, this is 32, this is 64, this is 128. So please listen carefully, guys. These are the bit values of each and every number. Okay, this bit value, this is 0 here, right? This is a bit, this is a binary number. What is this bit value? This bit value is 1. What is this bit value? It is 2. What is this bit value? It is 4. What is this bit value? It is 64. This bit is 128. So every bit has a bit value there. Okay, starting from 1 up to like 128. So why it is from 1 to 128 only? Because we have totally 8 bits, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have taken all 8 bits here. Okay, so when you convert a binary number into decimal, the first thing we have to do here is we have to write the bit values of each and every bit. Okay, so we have taken 8 bits here totally. Every bit has this bit value. So this above one, I'll just highlight this in some other color. Let us go with yellow color. These are the bit values of each and every binary number. Now, fine. The next thing here is if a binary number is 0 here, guys, if a binary number is 0, that means this bit is off. If a binary number is 1 here, that means the bit is on. This is as simple as this. There are 3 things here. One is we are writing the binary number. Binary number are 1100 something something. But what combination we have taken here? We have taken the combination as 11000000. We have taken this combination here. Okay. So what are these bit values here? Starting from your right side, this is considered as the first bit. So this is your 1. This is 2. This is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 8. So this bit value here, it will be, this bit value will be like 32. This bit value will be like 4. So every bit has a bit value here. So whenever you see a binary number as 0, that means that bit is completely off. We need to ignore. But when you see a number as 1 here, that means that bit value is on. That bit we need to calculate. So one is a off bit and one is a on bit. So here we can see clearly how many bits are on here. This bit is on and this bit is on. Any other bit that is on here? There is no other bit that is on. All are zeros here, right? So I'll just open the calculator here. Let us see. So what is the first bit value here? 128 plus, what is the second bit value here? 64. What is the number now? 192. Because all the other bit, third, fourth, fifth, all the other bits are 0 here, right? So this binary number decimal form is 192. So if you take a binary numbers like 11000000, then the decimal it will be like 192. Okay, now no issues. One more example, please. Suppose I'll take a number like 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. So this is my next combination here, guys. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. I'm just taking some random numbers here. But what I'm making sure here, the number should be binary number, that is 0 and 1, and total number of bits will be like only 8 here. I'm not taking less or I'm not taking more. The reason why I'm taking 8, because IP version 4 is 32 bit and 32 bits are divided into 4 octet, and each octet contains totally 8 bits. That is the reason I'm taking 8 there, guys. Okay, so what will be the output here? What will be the decimal value? So what we need to see,
90.
how many ones are there? So this is 1.
Ni-
Okay, let us see, this is 1. This bit is also 1 and this bit is 1. So now we need to just calculate these bits, right? Add. Okay, so what is the first number here? 64 plus 16 plus 8 plus 2. Exactly, the number is 90 here. So if your decimal, if your binary is 01011010, then the decimal will be 90. See, still we are not sure why we are learning this binary and decimal number, right? There is a very big reason why we are learning. I can say only one thing as of now. I can say without the concept of binary and decimal numbers, you cannot learn IP addressing for sure. So I just showed you two simple examples. We have to see many more examples. But as of now, the time is up. Actually, it is already 9:40. So just take your time, 30 seconds, in case if you have any doubts from today's session or anything else you want to talk, we will talk, and then we'll stop the session. And please, when you come tomorrow, guys, please come with a pen and a book. Okay, just bring your book so that when I show the practicals, you can see the practicals, and I'll ask you to do some practicals there. I know one thing for sure, IP address you cannot learn simply by watching or simply by listening. IP address you can learn only by practicing on a paper. These are some mathematical things. Have you ever seen any person who is learning mathematics by reading or who is learning mathematics by memorizing? No, you should do practice, right? So tomorrow we will see many examples of binary, decimal and all those things. We will revise this scenario again tomorrow. This is just for knowledge purpose I showed you. So I'll just wait for like 30 seconds. If you have anything to say from today's session or anything else you want to talk, we have some time here. Over to you now. Okay, fine, no doubts, crystal clear, that's fine, great. And one more thing here, guys. The easy way of learning CCNA is, like I said, there are two things we need to follow. Come on time and attend all the classes. That is one thing. And the second thing is, every time whenever you sit for the class, just come with a pen and a book. That will help you a lot in like doing something by yourself. I'll ask you to do something and you can do, I'll show you something, then you can do something by yourself. Then we can cross check our answers so that we can feel like, okay, whatever we are learning, whatever we are doing is completely correct. Okay, so there is still one question that is unsolved today, and that is why this IP address 192.168.280.10 is an incorrect address. Okay, so this we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, guys, but still we have class tomorrow. I repeat, tomorrow is Saturday and we have class tomorrow. And tomorrow we will see how to convert binary and decimal number with more examples. I'll show you some more examples and you can do some examples there. And the second thing is, we will see how to convert decimal to binary numbers also. Then we will see IP address, classes, range, how we got all those things, hopefully tomorrow. Okay. So if there is nothing else to discuss, hopefully we can stop the class for today and see you tomorrow with at same time with again the same IP address concept. Okay, so tomorrow Saturday we have class tomorrow. Done. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Take care and hope to see you tomorrow at same time. Bye.